conducting a troubleshoot test of the entire system.
Even wasting time trying to compete with me. No one else in this world can think like me. I'm twisted, self-contradicted. Keep him addicted. Lies on his lips, I lick it. Unique. That's what you are. Stilettos kicking vintage crystal off the bar. Category, bad bitch, I'm the bar. Alien superstar. I'm too classy for this world. Forever I'm that girl. Beijing diamonds and pearl. Oh baby, I'm too classy to be touched. I think I'm all in lust. I'm stingy with my love. Oh baby. That's what you are. Lingerie reflecting off the mirror on the bar. Category, sexy bitch, I'm the bar. Unicorn is the uniform you put on. Eyes on you when you perform. Eyes on I when I put on. Mastermind and haute couture. Label horse pink like I'm so obscure. Masterpiece genius. Drip intravenous. Patty cake on there is Tiffany blue billboards over the ceiling. We don't like plain. Always dreamed of paper planes. I'll have when I rodeo, then I come down and take off again. You see pleasure in my glare. Look over my shoulder and you ain't scared. The effects you have on me when you stare. Head on a pillow, hike it in the air. I'm one of one. I'm number one. I'm the only one. We don't like plain. Always dreamed of paper planes. I'll hide when I rodeo, then I come down and take off again. You see pleasure in my glare. Look over my shoulder and you ain't scared. The effects you have on me when you stare. Head on a pillow, hike it in the air.
Good morning, and welcome to Rain Talk. How's everybody doing, you beautiful ladies?
Well, how are you?
Yes, I'm doing wonderful. This is a beautiful weekend, isn't it?
It is.
Yes, it's because it's Memorial Weekend, so we want to just give a little honor to the soldiers and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
My father was a veteran. Was your father a veteran?
He was not.
Okay, yours?
No, I have brothers.
Okay,
And
that's
sisters.
wonderful. That's wonderful. And if so, if they're alive, we thank God for them for serving this country. Okay, and for the rest, we honor them like my daddy. Well, you know, we've had a kind of turbulent week. You know, what can I say about this world? Every time I turn around, there's something going on. Right?
Every time you turn around.
But that keeps us busy.
Yeah.
That keeps us ladies busy. That's
Something to talk about.
Something to talk about, right? Yeah, so we want to talk about politics, of course. And we want to start by talking about Joe Biden and this debt ceiling thing. You know, we keep talking about this. You know, they keep having, you know, conferences and meetings, and the Reds and the Blues can't seem to get it together. And they said, you know, by June 1st, what's going to happen is that, you know, we're going to owe like trillions of dollars. What are we going to do about that? And they try to blame us for it, and then like, we got to pay extra taxes, okay? So what do you think about that, Nikki?
Well, the hypocrisy of the, you know, government never ceases to amaze me. I think it's amazing that, like, they have the luxury or the privilege, rather, to have a conversation about adjusting their debt. I can't go and talk to anyone and say I need some more money. You know what I mean? Like my bills come every month, regardless of whether or not I have the liquidity. And so we've been here before. I think that they're going to get it together, but it's just amazing that they expect us to have an exorbitant amount of money to give every month, regardless of what happens in our life. But they've mismanaged their money. We are the most country,
whole thing, right?
You know, we are in the highest debt out of all of the countries, and so
I don't understand
ridiculous.
that. Yeah, what do you think about that, Queen?
Well, it's repetitive. And
keyword.
think about it. Every time there's a scare. But I will tell you that it's our money. Okay? We don't,
our money.
We don't pay taxes. They take our money. So that Social Security thing, okay, see now that hits here. Me.
That's right.
But you know, they get paid.
Yeah, of course.
They're gonna get paid, even if my check stopped. They're still gonna get paid.
They still get paid.
I got a problem with that.
Same with banks. They mismanage our money, and then they use it to circulate, and then, you know, regardless of what happens, they're gonna get theirs.
They get theirs.
Yeah, they
and
get
their
theirs.
families, their children. They get theirs.
And that's the thing about it, you know, I don't think they really feel it. I mean, years ago, I don't know if you remember, one of the politicians had went food shopping for the first time. Probably had a maid all the time getting his food for him. And he didn't realize the price of cereal was too high. He was like, doggone it, I didn't know cereal was $5. You know what I think? I think we need to lower the price of cereal so I can buy it. Think about that.
Now
that's what it feels like.
They're so disconnected from reality that they don't know what the common man, the everyday man is going through, because, you know, they live a different lifestyle.
Right.
And so that's another reason I think it's, you know, hypocritical, because how are they making decisions for people that they have no connection to, they can't relate to?
Right.
So.
Right. Exactly.
And then they go on vacation.
As soon as they decide what to do with our money, they're going on a trip.
Vacation.
I know. But what do you think about Biden? Do you think that he's being a little too soft? And I shouldn't use the word soft, but do you think he's a little too lenient, I'll use that word, with how he handles the Republicans? I mean, because I feel that they think that he's weak, or they can just walk over him. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, before he was elected, I felt that he was one of the more moderate Democrats, and so I think he tries to take a very bipartisan
he was kind of tough
approach.
In the beginning, wasn't he?
I didn't think so.
You didn't think so?
No.
When he was running, when Trump and him got into it, and he's like, "Well, I'll take you out the aisle." I said, "What is going on here? This is embarrassing."
He knew he had to take a stance so people could see him as strong, but I think he's always been someone that's wanted to be a little impartial and bipartisan and have support from both sides. But, you know, historically we've seen that the other side does not take us into consideration when making decisions, and so I do think he needs to be a little bit more firm in making decisions.
And that's a nice word, how she said firm. I'm going to say tough, okay? Tough. You know, my mother really loves Biden, and this is what she always says, and he goes to church. Okay, Mom, okay. Yeah, but even Jesus turned the table over and knocked it over and said, hey, you know, a lot of people think that if you are a Christian, that you're supposed to be like meek, but no, you're supposed to always stand up for your rights, you know, because back in history, wasn't the church in charge of a lot of things? And then somewhere along the line, we got kind of washed away. And I say we because I am a Christian. No shame to my game, because I'm going to tell you, I can't do this by myself, okay? But whatever you believe in, I'm sure that when you wake up in the morning, it's not just you. Something woke you up this morning, so we have to be grateful for that. But moving along, I was just thinking about how, what are we going to do with this debt? So, they said something about we can borrow money from China. Can we borrow money from China? China's already got us chained, don't they?
Exactly.
Yeah,
we're slaves to the lender now?
I don't know how that would work. I mean, I imagine they're going to figure out a way to work it out. When you say, what are we going to do about this debt? I'm just going to keep going to work and minding the business.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
That's all I can do.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Because I think that we are, have a little, I guess, confrontation because of 45. I like to say 45 because he kept on saying with the COVID-19 that it was a Chinese disease. So how can we trust them to give us money? Because even if they gave us money, they got us lock, stock, and barrel. They're like, we got them now. They were talking about us and making fun of us. Now we got them. Okay, we would become slaves to the lender, right?
Yeah, we would. I do think we've got strange relationships with them because of
they own
the way we approach COVID.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they own a portion of the United States now.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of countries that's in debt with the United States. Well, Biden, when he pulled the troops, out of Ukraine, he's blamed for that. But why would the U.S. always be indebted? Well, we need protection, number one. So you have to be in bed with some of these other countries.
That's a good way of putting it.
But we do.
Yeah.
But
we have a relationship.
Basically, it's what they do. We don't know. It's hidden. But we know it's a mess. We do know that,
it's
right?
A mess.
So, like she said, we'll keep going to work.
We're just
They'll
gonna
keep
keep on
taking
going.
our money. But what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, because they're trying to blame us for it. What do you think?
But it's our money.
Yeah, and like you said, I think there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't see, they don't say, and so I think there is a level of visibility that they will allow us to have, but we're not going to know what's going on. We'll never know what deals are completely being struck, and so there's very little that we can do. I mean, I do think it's important to know who you're voting into.
Yes, absolutely.
But beyond that,
close.
Beyond that, we are almost powerless. Unfortunately.
Absolutely, and that's Anything else you want to say about that?
Remember, who's in control? The Creator.
That's right.
So we're looking at a purpose. So you ask yourself, what is going on? You say it a lot. What is going on? Okay. So we gotta remain faithful.
That's all we can do
about the thing. And not allow that to take us down. The Creator is the provider.
That's right. Moving right along. I don't know. Something just came to my mind. I was thinking about LeBron James. First they thought he was going to retire. But we got to give him credit. He's been in the business what 20 years? Can you imagine? It's like an old man already.
When it comes to
in that industry,
right?
Yes.
Considered in that industry, but and we also want to just kind of give honor to the late Jim Brown. Yes, he was a wonderful, superb athlete. He really was. He was great.
Yes.
And what a lot of people didn't know that Jim Brown also was an activist. Because if you think about back in the 60s and stuff, everybody who was a celebrity in sports or music, they contributed to the country to help African Americans and people of color, you know?
Yes.
And so I didn't know until I looked it up that Jim Brown was also a soccer player. Not soccer. What is it? It was a British game. What is it called again? I can't think of it now. When they have oh God, it just lost my mind. Well, you know what?
I can't remember.
I can't think of it. It's like when they have that little ball and they're like, what is that?
I know what you're talking about. I just can't think.
Well, it's British soccer. Lacrosse. Thank you. God bless Nikki. Yes, lacrosse. Yes, I kept picturing.
I didn't know that.
I kept picturing. I didn't. And they actually changed the game because of Jim Brown. They said Jim Brown moves. Can you believe it?
No.
Wow.
They changed the game. And if you think about it, isn't that what they always do? They did that with our President Barack Obama, when he was, really running for the presidency and he was gaining. And before then, we really weren't using our phones, to vote or anything. And he changed the game because McCain and Hillary and all those like, oh no, how do we use the cell phone again? They had to get assistance and stuff,
know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then they started changing the rules and saying, oh, well, you can't raise money, this much money. They were trying to find ways to slow him down.
Remember they took his BlackBerry?
Yes.
Yeah,
you can't smoke.
Yeah.
And don't wear that brown suit. And you gotta have that, they just kept coming up with rules,
I think that happens historically. Anytime we start making accomplishments,
making strides,
when we started becoming homeowners, they started changing the requirements.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They start changing like the lending requirements, credit. When we started becoming, we started reaching, I guess, equity and pay. Then they started changing education requirements,
exactly.
and so they continue to move the goalpost every time we make strides.
And that's what they do. They keep moving it up and hoping that now we got them, so they can't get any more successful. And but Jim Brown, but he's a game changer, and LeBron James has contributed, a lot. If you think about him, he's kind of followed in his path for the new generation. He's always speaking out about different issues in politics, and he's also diversified in entertainment and everything. And I just think that's great that we have young leaders doing that now, because the young kids need to have someone to look up to. So they're looking up to sports figures. We don't have people like Jesse Jackson and Martin Luther King and people from the past. They've done their work. So we do have to have new mentors.
Yeah, I was not always a big fan of LeBron's, but I'm a sports fan, so I was a Lakers fan, and so you have to root against someone that's not on your team. And I think we've been conditioned to look at things one way. So when he lost the finals years ago, the public didn't like the way he responded to the loss. He was like, well, I'm rich, I'm going to go be with my family. And, as a sports fan, you want to see someone... as a sports fan, you want to see someone like Kobe that's in there playing with the broken finger. But as I got older, I realized that he was very committed to the game, but he treated it, or the league, very much as a job, because that's what it is. Your employer will not hesitate to fire you if they do not think you're performing. The league will trade you to a different team if they don't think you're performing. But I think because he excelled, he had the power to say, well, I want to go here, I want to play here. He had the leverage that we look for in employment, and so I respect him for kind of carving his own path. And I just think people hold him to a ridiculously high standard. He's still 38 and outperforming most people. So it's like both the men that complain about what he's doing couldn't do it on their best day.
And that's
against him on his worst.
And that's what I don't like about journalists or sportscasters when they start criticizing these players, because it takes a lot of commitment to get up super early, even for us when we decide that we want to lose some weight or just have a better health body, we take good care of our health and our bodies and stuff. And it takes commitment. And I'm speaking from the heart, to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go for an hour walk takes commitment, okay? So if I'm doing that, right? Now, what do sports players do?
He's going out
3
there.
hours.
He's going out there before games, shooting around by himself, and I'm, snoozing because I don't want to get up and go walk for 15 minutes. And so I don't have that level of commitment, and I applaud him. And we're the same age.
Oh, oh, wow.
But look at the journalists that speak against him. They don't do that.
No.
I see it on a level with even grandkids in sports now. We have a lot of coaches that are parents, and they are drilling the kids because they were never good in sports when they played. At that time. So you're gonna always be criticized. But LeBron is. He's above that.
It's so easy to hold people to a higher standard than you hold yourself to.
It's easy to just sit back and go, blah, 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 blah. Good boy, you're not getting up.
Right.
You're not even changing your diet, okay? It's hard to give up cake, okay?
Order an Uber Eats while you watch the game.
Exactly. And you know what? We're going to go to commercial break.
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back. mean, it's Memorial Weekend. I'm sure people are going to be barbecuing. Yes.
I can already smell the charcoals.
Oh,
Around the neighbor's house.
Yes. I already do a lot of cookouts, but it's time for someone else to take it's someone else's turn now, right? I don't want to do the cookouts anymore.
I love hosting, but cookouts are not my ministry. I don't like I don't like standing over the grill. I'll let someone else do it. I defer to the men to do that.
I agree.
Yeah, there's some things that agenda bias, and that's one of them. You go out there, and I'll just season the food, okay?
Yeah, I can do anything that a man can do. I don't want to, so I just let him do it.
We must get back to allowing the men to do these things. We're super women.
Oh,
we do everything.
I mean, we can do it.
Yeah, we need to like
my face right now.
We like to sit back and let them do it.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah. Before we move on, it's something that came to my mind, and I was just thinking, what are some of the do's and don'ts of barbecues? So let's start with the don'ts.
Good one.
Give me one.
I think that you should perhaps just boil your chicken just a little while and season.
Pre-cook.
Have you ever been to a barbecue? And in the
half raw chicken
was not done.
Ooh.
And you're like, okay. But that's a trick.
That's a trick.
Pre-cook just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Don't dry it out. Just a little bit. Then put it on the grill.
Yeah. So please make sure your chicken is cooked well. What about
we don't want someone else?
I think one of the biggest don'ts is don't bring potato salad if it's your first time making it.
Oh God.
Like I think that's one of the things that we are very particular about.
Very.
And I won't even go as far as to say like the raisins, but it's just like don't come in here if you've never done it.
Please don't put no green peas in it.
I've never seen that.
What?
Oh, a lot of Caribbeans put green peas in it sometimes. Yeah. No green peas.
No, have green peas as a side dish.
I keep it cute and keep it safe when I go to other people's cookouts because I don't trust everyone's food. So I'm not one of those people that just piles everything on my plate. I'm like, I know what a hot dog is.
Maybe just a little bit that if you can put your napkin over it, it's not so noticeable. We've done it, right?
Fold the plate. When you throw it away.
Yeah. And another rule: if you're going to a cookout, please don't buy a soda from the dollar store that nobody recognizes. Those no-frill sodas, pineapple and cherry and Coke. Like, what the heck is this? Can't you afford to go bring at least a Pepsi or ginger ale or something? Come on now, I got all other food here.
The stores have deals on sodas, especially around the holidays. So it's like
that would be your guess that's going to pack up plates when they get ready to leave. It might take your soda back too.
Speaking of pack up plates, if you can't cook, bring stuff like that. Bring the plates, bring napkins, contribute, but don't bring food. Don't fill it.
Go to the store and buy some buns.
Exactly. I'm not an aunt that's on bun duty every time, and it's okay.
I used to be salad duty. It's like, just make the salad. And I'm a good cook, okay? But
she is.
Yeah, but it was like, just make the salad. I was like, okay. But what about those people, like, when you spend a whole lot of money on your meats and stuff, and then you look in the garbage and turn your plate over, please. I don't want to see how you wasted my $100.
Yes.
Okay? Don't just leave it up and I be thinking, doggone, look at it. Look, there's a few more bites of that chicken bone. Doggone it.
The key to that, if you can have servers, don't allow people to just, take your food.
Yes.
Everybody needs to eat. You can have one of each or whatever. Don't allow them to just get your food.
I agree. Let's talk about some do's though. Let's talk about some fun do's, So when you come to a barbecue and the music's playing, don't just sit on the sidelines like, everybody's dancing, you sitting there with your face all frowned up like you can't get into the bus stop, you can't get into the line dance or something, and everybody keeps saying, how come, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? No, and what about the prissy girls, It's okay, we queens want to be beautiful and stuff, but, when it's time to get down, it's time to get down.
That was going to be one of my do's. Do come ready to dance. Like,
come ready to have some fun.
Period. Yeah.
Yes. So enjoy your weekend and your barbecue. We just had to get that out.
Yeah.
Okay, we had to get that out. Yes, but we were talking about politics on the commercial break, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the Santas.
Okay.
He's really getting on everybody's nerve. That's the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Okay? First of all, I don't like what he's doing with the school system.
I do not.
You know, what he's doing is wrong. You can't erase history. What do you think about that, Queen?
Yeah, I think the erasure of history is, honestly, it does a disservice to all of us. I think at the end of the day, whether or not you are proud of it, it's something that happened. People need to learn about it, and trying to reframe the narrative to benefit people that look like you. You know, again, does a disservice to people that look like me that want to learn more about our history, our past.
Yeah, so it is a disservice when you think about children of all races. They need to know about life. You don't want your child to grow up. This is how I did analogy. If your child has been living in a bubble and you think you've protected them, you've actually done a disservice. Because when they get grown and they go to college, they go, oh my God, I didn't know there were black people. Oh my God, I didn't know there was Chinese people. Oh my God, I don't know how to act and interact. All these issues will come up, and that's a disservice. And they will really get angry with you because now they got to try to figure out the real world. You mean to tell me I got to spend this much money on groceries? I didn't know I have to. And I've seen this happen where young people actually have to go apply for a food card in college.
Yes.
Elon. I used to see Elon students come up on the line talking about, I had to go get a food card.
But thank God it's there for them, you know, because those babies need to eat. You
That's
know,
right.
And not have to worry about how they're going to feed themselves, you know?
But the thing is, I don't think they really see it. I actually heard 2 college students. This is so funny. I just have to bring this one up. They were on the line. I was at Walmart, and they was like, "You got your food card? I got mine. I get free food." Now, they didn't even know how that affects other people. They thought it was like, I got free food. I don't have to pay for it. But there's other kids who are accustomed to, not having. They're thinking, oh my God, thank God I got this food card. I'm a little embarrassed, but I got it. So it's all about a mindset, right?
Yes.
And how much do I have on it and what can I get? And so again, this is because they've been living in a bubble. They think this is like fun for them. They don't understand, again, how this world works. What do you think about that, Queen?
I agree. And I mean, I think, this sounds trite, but knowledge is power. And
That's
so I
right.
think that knowing more about your history, other people's history, makes you a well-rounded person, a well-informed person, helps you better navigate this world. And so to shield people from that doesn't mean that they're not going to find out about it. They may find out about it too late, and then they've developed these cultural biases, which is what I think people want to happen. They want you to look at a certain race or, ethnicity a certain way. And so if they remove teaching you about it from the school systems, then, you're able to pour into them the negative stereotypes that you want them to believe. And so, it's harmful to all parties involved.
It is very harmful. What do you think about that?
Well, I try protecting mine, and I have children ages from 47 to 24. The 35, 24-year-old, they actually taught me a lot. And they're, in schools, they had all kind of friends, and I allowed them I gave them a little more rope.
Okay.
It also helped me, but we can do a disservice. Funny thing, one kid had a food card, and he had other items like sweats and stuff with food.
Oh my God! He had clothes.
Didn't know. He didn't know.
Keyword food.
He was used.
Are you gonna eat sweatpants?
Yes, but he was used to. He was used to. Credit card. Or money. Somebody cash happened him. So
I've never heard this.
Food card. It was like, oh, you can't buy this. Like, what did you say? Food card.
Are you gonna eat those pants?
I always say you don't know.
He didn't have the concept.
And so sad, right? And so if you have been exposed,
it's a learning curve. And don't make a person feel bad about their means of supporting themselves. You could buy the same food with the food card that you can with money or credit card.
That's right. Yeah. Now, I was looking at the numbers here, and sad to say, but 45 is back in the presidential running against DeSantis.
Wow.
Because he's delusional, but you know what? Is he or is the country?
Why is he allowed?
This is insane
to put his hat in.
Right.
He have charges.
He has all
He's
these
going
charges.
I mean, I think you guys said he's delusional. I think it's, it's white privilege. I think he knows that, most of the charges, unfortunately, are not going to stick. Or he thinks that if, he is convicted, he's still going to have this bevy of supporters that are going to be fighting and storming the Capitol.
You know why?
Yeah, and so I just don't think that he looks at this as a deterrent.
Right.
He's another privy one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So really, in actuality, he do not know.
Right.
And when he was the president, he did say, "I'm the president. I can do anything I want to."
Right.
And he's getting away with it.
And the thing is that he actually verbalizes these things. That's what amazes me, because most human beings with common sense do not say everything they're thinking, even if they're thinking it. But he'll just say, "That's right. I'm the president. I do what I want to do."
I think most people would be thinking, really like
that's exactly what I was going to say. I think his mentality harkens back to a time where they had more power, and so they feel emboldened because it's like, okay, this is what we needed. We were in charge. You know what I mean? So they
now we have somebody that is going to stand for us, and I'm privy.
Yeah.
You're less than me.
Yeah, because when they say "Make America Great Again," they're talking about the times where white people have all of the power, and so that's what they want. And so regardless of what he is facing, he's going to have people that support him because they feel that they have the most to gain when he's in office.
Yes. And it still amazes me. South Carolina has this flag that's standing so tall in the sky, in the clouds, of how it was before, with this, civil rights and things. It got this flag up, and I'm like, are you guys delusional? They should not even be allowed to have that flag in the sky.
Yeah.
Every time I go to Myrtle Beach and I see that flag, I just want to scream.
Look, I'm from South Carolina. That's where I was born. Do you know I've never encountered, and you know my age, I never encountered racism.
Which is a blessing.
Isn't it something?
Yeah. And that's because of your beautiful personality, Queen. That's all that is, okay?
Darling.
But it's just amazing that people are allowed to do all these things, and we all know that's because of 45.
Of course.
So let's talk about Tim Scott.
Okay.
He's running everybody out there who have not been looking at the news, which I'm sure you have. We have a black candidate, Republican.
Yes.
Yes, who's running for president. Now, the presidency. Now, think about it. Do you think that we are ready for another African American president? What do you think, Nikki?
I mean, I'm pro-diversity. So I think we are ready for another one. I don't think that Tim Scott is the person that I would vote for. But so I don't know who all knows this. I'm a big fan of like Marvel movies and one of the movies really. So in Avengers: Age of Ultron, Nick Fury said, no matter who wins or loses, trouble always comes around. And so that's how I feel about the election. Regardless of what we're ready for, who we're ready for, the election's coming every 4 years. And I think, he does stand in a very, peculiar position because he's black. And so I think on the one hand, the RNC looks at it like, okay, check that box off for diversity because the people that are complaining look like him, and so if we get him in office, this is good for us. And he holds our ideals to a high esteem. So they're going to back him. There are going to be a lot of people that back him. Do I think we're ready for another black president? Absolutely. Do I think it's him? No.
Okay. What do you think?
Well, I even tried Googling him to find out what he really stands for.
Yes.
And there's nothing that just stands out. He's talking about the topics that he think he need to talk about. But Tim, what do you stand for?
Who are you?
As an individual, I didn't get anything.
I don't think there's much that he does stand for, and that's not to insult him. I think a lot of times black conservatives think that their proximity to whiteness is going to shield them from the things that most of us encounter, and so if they continue to reaffirm their narrative and that message, then they feel like they're going to be safe, like I'm one of the good ones, I'm not like the other ones. And so I couldn't tell you much of what he stands for as an individual candidate.
Exactly. And that's important to me.
And that was an Abby Phillips movement. she said that because that is really true. You know, he thinks because he's African American, and if he says what the Republicans want him to say, that he's in like Flynn. No, that's not the way it works.
No.
You know, you have to make everybody in the country believe that what you say, that you stand by.
Really gonna stand
because
on
right
it,
now we just look at you as like a donut. You know, donut it tastes good, but it has no nutrition. You know, come on, give us some meat and vegetables. Let's know what you're talking about. Where's the meat of the matter?
Yeah,
exactly.
I was gonna say a pawn. I was gonna say the same thing because that's how they looked at Herschel Walker. No one thought that he was qualified, but they were like, if we can get him in this position, then we've got that leverage. We've got power.
Say Herschel. I don't even know if he believed in himself.
I don't think he did. I think the CTE made him believe in himself, but beyond that,
I do need to see that you believe in yourself and stand for something.
Yes.
We know everything you need to cover. We know what's going on, but what do you stand for as an individual? And I haven't gotten that.
Exactly. And I think that we are ready for a person of color again to run for presidency, but because of 45 and all of his imps, as I say, all of his followers, they're not ready. The country's not ready. No, they have taken 2 steps back. It's kind of like when you're climbing this mountain, you know, all of a sudden you just fall back and you got to start again. I think we kind of reversed again, like in reversal. It's like we need to start all over again, building trust and love and humanity for each other. And I just think that right now the country is so at odds. We have so much healing to do. It's incredible. It's incredible. We do what we have to do, and it's sad that we're in that space right now. And we don't have any women running except for one, and we don't think that that's going to work. So what are we going to do? It's kind of like my mother used to say, pick your poison.
And that's it. Like I think I just try to stay prayed up and, like I said, focus on myself. Because either way, someone's going to be elected, and very rarely do I think that their position aligns with my beliefs, and so I just wait it out, see who's coming, and I pray that every cycle we get a little bit more progressive and really want to support everybody. But I don't think that we're there yet, so I'm just biding my time.
Exactly. What do you think, Queen?
You know, I do think about the fact that is one man.
One man.
And when you're in that position, think about the promises you've made or you had to make to get in that position, because they can veto anything that comes up. That's the fight. That's the division between the parties. So again, behind the scenes, it's stuff we won't ever know. So, like you said, stay prayed up, stay hopeful.
That's what we can do.
And keep on living.
That's all we can do. And I think about, as you were talking, I was thinking about when I was in Target. And I said, well, let me go to the dressing room. I'm going to try on some clothes. And I saw this woman, and I say that because he had a wig on. And he was very tall, and he was muscular, and he had on hot pants. Right? And he was going into the dressing room, and I was getting confused, because, see, these are the things that still make me uncomfortable. And, I'm the first to admit it. I got to get, used to this new way, that, they can come into my dressing room
or
and
my
they can, and pretend to be a woman when they're not. And I'm going to bring that topic up because I'm thinking about sports. And I'm going to rewind a little bit here. There was a big controversy about men, transgenders in sports. And how, these are all the things that's on the table. Think about it. And I forgot the swimmer's name, so please forgive me. But she was complaining that the only reason why this person won is because they were stronger. The DNA was stronger. And so now we have, these are the things that even Tim Scott and anyone who's running for the office has to think about. Do we need to go back and revisit some of these rules and regulations in sports? Because think about it. If you're in your mind thinking, I'm working really hard, like I said, sacrifices, getting up early, exercising, eating right, and it's just like no matter what you do, you're not going to win this. Because of the fact that there's someone who is stronger who's decided that they are transgender, and they decided they are going to enter. And so when they swim, they're still going to pass you. And this is what the controversy is in swimming. So I'm sure it's going to be on the table for every other category in sports. What do you think about this issue?
So I think that it's something to talk about. I think that a lot of times people that are transgender have undergone, hormonal changes, replacements, and so a lot of times in terms of physicality, they're on the same level.
Yes.
And I don't think people understand that. I think there are a ton of women that can just be, biologically born cishet men at sports. And so I think, we complain because we lose, and we don't like to lose, and so you want to find something to blame. I can understand people's concerns, but I don't necessarily always think that they're warranted. I understand why people are concerned because they don't understand. You know what I mean? It's new. It's foreign to them, so it's hard to wrap your head around the idea of someone. But a lot of times I do think that the playing field is level, and it's just about someone outperforming. There are going to be a lot of trans athletes that come into the different sports, industries and lose because they're just not as athletic. And so I think it's just going to take some time for people to get used to. I don't know if I'll see it in my lifetime because I just don't think we're there.
We're not there yet, I guess.
But I do think it's going to be a point of contention for people for a while because it's something that's so new. Because I think I look at it as a woman and as a black person. I think when we started dominating leagues, people questioned our physicality because we were seemingly more superior in sports to them, and so then they were upset that black people were coming into the league. And so I think it's something that's very similar. You know what I mean? I don't think that discredited all of the accomplishments that the people that looked like us made. We just happen to be really good at it, and we're black, and so I think that's kind of where we are right now. They just happen to be very dominant, and they're trans, but I don't think that means that they're better because they were necessarily born, a different gender and transition.
And what do you think?
Well, when you consider DNA, our makeup, now the male species is made stronger. So when you're going to compete in the females lane, you have one up on them because you're already stronger. Now, maybe you're not the best athlete, to perform in the men league, but it's not level. It's not level. We have to consider DNA. It's important to study the anatomy of the body so that we might understand who we are. When it comes to bathrooms and all of that, I will be uncomfortable because I'm born a woman. I don't want to disrespect anybody else, but I do consider that person. I do. That has to be very, very hard. I've not encountered, I haven't encountered a situation like that, but I love people. I love human beings. We have one creator, so it's just one of those things that I guess it depends on the person and whatever experience you have.
And let's talk about, I'm thinking about now with the commercials, there was a transgender or man in a swimsuit, and I'm forgetting who was complaining about that. I don't know if it's Target.
I think I recently saw it was Target. I don't know what gender the person was.
And I know there's a big protest now. So here we go again with all these protests about all this stuff. And again, we say in politics, these are all the things that those candidates are going to have to deal with because before running for presidency was kind of like black and white, meat and potatoes. But now we got a garden of vegetables and all these other things that you're going to have to face and you're going to have to really make everybody happy. And that's not going to happen. There's going to be a few disappointed people, right?
Well, did you see the protest at Target? And there are swimwear, swimsuits. And it has a pocket that they can literally tuck.
Oh, really?
Did you
see that?
They pull merchandise.
pay that much attention to it.
They had to pull merchandise.
Wow.
They were losing money.
Wow.
You don't have to buy the swimsuit.
And that was going to be my argument. Where would you have to wear?
If you are a woman, get the swimsuit. You don't have anything to tuck.
Yeah.
Then why worry about what Target is carrying?
Yeah, wear what you want to wear, spend your money how you want to spend it.
Agree.
There were people that were, uproarious years ago when women started wearing pants.
Right.
And there are days I don't want to shave. There are days that I just think I look cute in pants. Like, I don't think people should conform to these ideas of this is a gender specific clothing.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to wear for yourself, that is fine.
Buy one for yourself.
That's
Even
it.
if you don't have anything to tuck. Because they're cute.
If you think you look cute in it, buy it, wear it, be happy.
Right.
That's it. I think people fixate too much on the wrong thing.
And I hate to bring it up, you Reds, but you know that you're very judgmental. Some of you, not all of you.
Yes.
This is America, and I don't need anyone telling me what to wear. And, because also they were under fire. Target was under fire at one point. I don't know if you heard about it, about women of color. They market us for our brand, and guess what? Lorraine Wall might be in there one day. Okay,
Yes.
so don't be protesting me. Yeah, they were upset about women of color being marketed so much in Target, and Target was just showing that I want to diversify and let everybody know that we want to give everyone a shot.
We're here.
Yeah, we're here, and if the other stores don't want your brand, I will showcase your brand for you.
Exactly.
And that's what America's all about. Giving everybody a chance.
Yeah.
And so, people protest about things that make them feel uncomfortable, but if you're uncomfortable, then just don't buy it, or just don't go to another store.
You're not happy with it. Don't
Yeah.
Don't go there out of that table or that rack.
That's right. Go. It's like
You're not happy.
one person like oranges, one person like apples. You don't have the right to say, well, you don't like oranges, so therefore then you're bad people.
Right.
Everybody should have the right to do what they want to do.
I think so.
And if you're uncomfortable, then you need to get educated.
Okay.
I always say education is power. It might sound corny, but it's true, right?
Right.
Yes. And on that note, we'll take a break. And we're back. Hey everybody, this is Memorial Weekend.
Yes.
Enjoy your barbecues. Now, if you're not cooking, go to someone else's. And have some fun, okay?
Exactly.
See a movie or something. Or just kick back and relax. Do what you want to do. That's what it's all about, right?
I'm going to see a movie.
What are you going to see?
Little Mermaid, of course.
Okay, I love Little Mermaid. I remember when my children were small. I love that.
That's something that's controversial.
That was controversial,
right?
right? Hey, it's kind of like saying mermaids are only white. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
How do you know? You've been a mermaid? Have you seen one in the ocean?
You've been in
really? Who's this? This drives me nuts.
Right.
And what I love about, and I'm going to talk about my little kittens, well, they're cats now.
Okay.
Animals only recognize animals. They don't say, well, I'm not going to talk to this, I'm not going to bark, or I'm not going to meow with this animal. If they're the same. They don't say, well, we're only going to talk to the brown cats.
Oh, no.
We're going to talk with the white cats. In their language,
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with Little Mermaid. I always say, grown folks, please stay out of children's business.
Yeah.
They want to see a movie. They just want to enjoy it. They're not sitting there going, Mommy, how come that one is this? And if they do ask that question, parents are supposed to say, well, we all have different shades. Because, even with Caucasian people, they're not all the same shade. There's some darker than others, just like in every race. So let the children have some fun. This is like really a pet peeve of mine about children not being able to be children anymore because the parents keep interfering with their lives with certain things.
They're not created
ridiculous.
to see that. kids play. You have to implement.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's important for kids that look like us to feel represented.
Yes.
This is going to be so inspiring and powerful to see a black mermaid.
Yes.
And, there are some people that are having a hard time adjusting, but at the end of the day, the movie's already made.
Don't go see the movie.
Don't go see the movie.
That's it. That's all you gotta do. Just don't go.
Didn't they make a big deal out of Cinderella with Brandy?
They did back in the day, but people loved it. And I mean, Halle has the support of, Halle Bailey, the girl that's playing her, she's got the support of the old Ariel. So it's like, if she's happy about it, people only care when they change, characters that they feel should have been white. Jesus isn't supposed to be white with, blue eyes and blonde hair, and they don't have a problem when he's in their church looking like them. So it's just like...
And let's be real.
How do you know?
Yeah, right. And historically, if you look and read about him, he had hair of wool. It was wool-like texture. And it wasn't long hair. Anyway, if it's wool-like texture, it's more like an afro. And Hebrews are dark-skinned people. So if you haven't traveled, you really don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the bottom line with that.
Exactly.
But now you got me convinced to go see Little Mermaid.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it. I mean, I did see a preview on Tamron Hall's show, and I was like, oh, she's so beautiful.
She is, and I actually liked her music before.
Yeah,
she has an amazing voice. So I think outside of the acting, I know Disney, has not always hit the mark when it comes to live action remakes, but I've heard this is one of the best. She's an amazing actress, and her voice is astounding.
It's time. It's time. And the beauty of children and young people is that they honestly really don't see all the problems that the adults are complaining about until the adults keep drilling their head in wrong. It kind of like brainwashing their children.
Yes.
So like when they die, the children can live on with their bad stuff.
And the old Little Mermaid's still out there. It's on the Disney Plus app. Everyone's like, she's not my Ariel. Your Ariel's still there. This is just a new Ariel.
If you don't want that Ariel, go rewind and see the old
she's
one.
Still there. She's out there.
Okay, that's what I'm going to say. But moving on, in entertainment, this wasn't something I had planned to talk about, but it just came up. Mariah Carey. I love Mariah Carey. I love the way she sings and everything. Well, how would you feel if your husband, your ex-husband, and you already got children, had 12 children? I mean, this was a question that was asked her. Like, how do you feel about your husband going out there and just having, like, all these kids? How would you feel if you were Mariah Carey? I like to put these things on the table.
Well, honestly, as long as the child support check came every month,
okay. All right.
Like,
that's what you're talking about.
I don't like it when I feel... Right, exactly. I don't like it when women have to be accountable or, speak to the actions of a man that they were once associated with. He's no longer her husband. He's free to do whatever he wants. At this point, I think it's a joke to him. So, like, because he stays in the headlines, and so I think he's just determined to spread his seed as far and wide as he can.
And there are women, correct, to do it. But we think about it. We have to remember that everything is purpose. We have one creator that did not ask Rosa or any of us, how do you think I should play out my purpose? So what Nick is doing is purpose. I would even let my children know their siblings, because they may try to date one day, so they need to know. They really need to know each other. But that was her husband. Now he's just like a bee going from flower to flower. I don't understand what that is, but how is it happening if it wasn't purpose?
I mean, if the women are happy and they feel he's active enough, that's all that matters. Like, I don't have anything to say about it. If I were Mariah, I would keep collecting.
I think Mariah is really okay.
She's okay. She's moved on.
Agreed.
She's moved on. Well, recently Mary J. Blige was in Atlanta, and she did "Strength of a Woman." And that was phenomenal. And I just really applaud her, because Mary J. Blige is one of those women that keeps just elevating herself, reinventing herself, and that's just really good to see that we have reached this time in our lives where women have the power to be whatever they want to be and do whatever they want to do. And I just love saying that. Okay, what do you think about that, Nikki?
I love it. I think, like you guys said, she continues to elevate. I think she's diversifying, but I think one of the things that she's remained is authentic. She's been herself throughout, each iteration and each version. She's still the Mary J. Blige, that I've come to know. And so I love that. I like that it's affirming for people that you can be authentically yourself and still be successful. Absolutely. And so I have loved to see this evolution.
I love this evolution of Mary J. Blige. I just love her. And, Croatia, and the reason why I'm bringing her up is because China Black was on, and she's in
Black
the country.
China.
Yeah, Black China. Excuse me, China. Excuse me, Black China. Excuse me.
I love where she is.
I love her.
I love where she is.
Yeah, and her, she's in this space now, spirituality and finding herself and just loving it. And she was on, and people were criticizing her. I'm like, why are you criticizing someone for elevating themselves, who's getting in touch with their spirituality and saying, hey, I'm a Christian now, and stop bringing up my past. Don't you hate when people bring up your past like you're not allowed to change and go on and move on with your life? What do you think about that, Rose?
Well, she didn't make it a secret.
Yeah.
Why not watch her growth?
Yes.
And then you can maybe perhaps elevate yourself. Please understand that they're in the media for a reason. Just take it for what it is. If she can do it after what she's been through,
she can help other people, right?
That's really what it is. Just like Mary.
A testimony,
yeah.
I think some people become so focused on this idea they have of who you are that they will not allow you to grow and become someone new, and then they don't want to shine that light on themselves and hold themselves accountable for not growing. You know what I mean? So many people stay in the same place, and so it's like, I don't like who she's becoming. I don't like that she's changing, and
but
then
did you say she care?
Exactly. No. She seems to be happy, healthy, and
that's what
matters
important.
the most. Yeah,
that's what's important.
We're almost out of time, and I just wanted to honor the late great Queen, Tina Turner. That's why I'm doing my Tina Turner look today, because I love myself some Tina. Tina is an example of a woman who kept elevating and just kept on just going with the flow of everything, all of the things that she's been through. She's been through so many trials and tribulations, so many adversities, and she's an example for all of us African American women, and all women, I'm going to say that. Strong, resilient, bold, she was talented. She was all of that, and so, it's a loss, but she's one of the women that I've always admired. You know anything about Tina Turner?
Of course I do.
Of course.
And not just from What's Love Got to Do with it. My mom and aunts really loved her music, and so I was introduced to her through that and learned more about her story from the movie, but then started finding out about her, on my own, and so I do think it was great to see that she didn't let the obstacles that she faced hold her back. And she was able to continue to keep going, thrive, and live the life that she wanted to live for herself. And so I just love that for her.
And she insured her legs. Everyone knows that. I mean, she has some gorgeous legs. Okay. Everybody's like, oh my God, if we could just have a body like yours, Tina, what are you doing? She had some great DNA.
Yes, she did.
And she was like, hey, I'm going to make sure and what I love about her also is that, a lot of people don't know it, but if you didn't know it, she was married to a younger man who kept her vital. Kept that vitality going,
She needed
He actually
lived her
donated
life,
part of his kidney so she could live longer.
Yes, she did.
But I think that was one of the things that I love about her, that she let me know what is possible, because I didn't even know that you could insure parts of your body. But it affirmed for me that you are your biggest investment, and so she knew her worth, and she said, I'm going to insure these legs because they are they are my brand, they are me, and so I think it was just awesome. The trail she blazed.
What was your
I love her
favorite song?
resilience because she didn't let anything stop her. I love most of all that she told her story, and that allowed people to know you don't have to stay under somebody else's thumb.
That's right.
She was a talent. The husband gave her that chance because he recognized talent, right? And she endured a lot.
Yes, she did.
But she had the power to to get away from that, and then she had to reinvent herself, and we saw that flower just
yes,
so
she just transformed from a beautiful butterfly.
Her energy was just amazing.
Yes,
to me.
Yes. And she's an example to us today, tomorrow, and forever to show you that anything is possible. That you can be who you want to be and be the best version of who
she
you
was
are.
From Nutbush, Tennessee.
Okay.
See, I was born in South Carolina. I'm a country girl. And you know, there's things that a whole lot comes out of the South. Okay, a lot of good stuff. But she rose against, all of that. But that's the Creator in her. We are spiritual beings having a physical experience, right? That's the power. That's the spirit of the Creator, and He just chose that body. To do it in.
Yeah, and on that note, what I want to say is that we all have to be like Tina, whether you are male or female, keep transforming yourself, keep elevating yourself, and let all of your gifts and talents shine. So when you leave this world, you're planting seeds for the next generation. You're leaving a mark on your life,
Yeah.
And so we just want to say thank you.
And a mark she left.
That's right, she left. Be the best version of who you are. Be like Tina.
Yeah.
Okay? So on that note, I just want to thank everybody. Enjoy your weekend, your Memorial Weekend. And this is Rain Talk. So you can like and subscribe. And we are on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, I think, and even Urban. Yeah, we are just growing. And I want to thank all those for listening. I got some great comments that came in saying they love the show. I'm so excited about that. And I love you all. And thank you so much, we queens. Love you. Until next time, Rain Talk. Bye-bye.